My father and I combined for almost a century of active and retired service in the Methodist Church, and then, after 1968, the United Methodist Church. Our combined active pastor ministry was more than 3/4 of a century, 76 years. My father served as the senior pastor of the Brandenburg, Epworth, Memorial, and Christ churches. I served as the student pastor of Grace Church, the senior pastor of Bethel and St. Mark churches, the founding pastor of Advent Church, and the Louisville district director of New Starts that gave me pastoral responsibility for 2 Hispanic, 2 African American, and 2 other churches, among other duties. All of the congregations that my father and I served grew in membership, worship, and Sunday school attendance, and financial stability. My father and I both witnessed the decline of a United Methodist Church that was led by an increasingly vocal and liberal clergy and general church leadership. The denomination more and more became identified with liberal and even leftist ideology, theology, and social activism. My father passed away in 2001, and on his tombstone was placed the embosser of a United Methodist clergy. We had many conversations about the direction of the United Methodist Church away from Methodism and its Wesleyan and Arminian heritage. During these conversations, he expressed what would be the last straw in a long list for him: the ordination of homosexuals and the approval of same-sex marriages. He told me that if this ever came about, that I was to remove the United Methodist clergy embosser from his and my mother's tombstone. He wanted to make visible his separation from the United Methodist Church even after his death. In 2010, I retired from the United Methodist active clergy. My decision to retire was based primarily on family considerations. At that time, I also transferred my orders from the United Methodist Church to the Free Methodist Church. I continued my pastoral service in that denomination until 2023. At that point, I fully retired. Those 13 additional years of service and my continuing retirement put the active service of my father and me at over a century as Methodist pastors. I transferred my orders from the United Methodist Church because I saw where the denomination was headed. I found a spiritual and theological home in the Free Methodist Church. The Free Methodists are strongly connected to the Methodist, Wesleyan, Arminian, and holiness traditions. The denomination's teachings on many social issues reflect my own and are consistent with the biblical and Methodist message over the years. Recently, the church that my father served for 25 years and where I spent my childhood and youth asked me to become involved as a resource for some videos of the church's history. I have many good friends and memories associated with that church. The current pastor of that church entered the ministry from a church where I was serving as pastor. I have good reasons to participate as a resource. But I shall not. If I were to participate, I would be ignoring my father's intention and my own to break with the United Methodist Church and the direction it is going. I no longer want to appear to endorse or approve of that direction. I still have friends at that church, and I hope they understand. I am acting in accordance with what I believe to be my father's intention and my own beliefs. Stigenich, ich kann nicht anders. Martin Luther. In some places, the people will not take you in. They will not listen to what you say. When you leave such a town, shake the dust off your feet. That will be a warning to them. I tell you the truth. On the day when people are judged, the people in that town will be punished harder than the people in the country of Sodom and Gomorrah. Mark chapter 6, verse 11.